Alright, here we have today is a 99 7.3 liter diesel. And today we're doing the glow plugs on it. So as you can see, I already got it already pretty much apart. The only reason I wanted to make this video is just because I was having a heck of a time with some of the stuff getting this thing off here. The valve cover was kind of tricky to get off. I really didn't have to take off anything. We've got the dipstick right there that goes into that bolt right down there. When I do take off the glow plugs, I like using the little tube to connect on the end of them to kind of twist them out. They're all 10 millimeters. I was having a heck of a time trying to get one of them out because I couldn't seat the socket onto the glow plug, and I was wondering what in the world was going on. And I was trying forever trying to figure it out, and I was like, this just isn't making any sense. And it was on that furthest one back there, so I couldn't see very good. And so finally I took a needle nose pliers and I found that in there. It was sitting and blocking me from seating the socket onto the glow plug. And it looks like it was like a zip tie or an end of a zip tie from somebody before me. So a little annoying, but oh well. I had also heard on somebody else's video that if you were to break one off, that you can take a vice grips and grip onto the glow plug if there's some sticking out, and tap in and then tap back out, and then kind of pull out and then tap in and pull out and tap in and pull out, and eventually it'll come out. I haven't had any like that. Mine all came out pretty decent. The hardest part's been just kind of wiggling that valve cover off and getting the tubing from there down. Let's see, let me get the light down here. Yep, I got rigs in both of them. This is kind of a pain to wiggle things out and around. I also took off, I'm pretty new to diesel, so I don't know everything's going on here, but I want to say that that's some kind of oil lubrication or breather valve maybe. But I ended up taking that off so that I could get the valve cover off. So I just got that kind of laying over to the side here. I also found that since those bolts go way back in there for the valve cover, that taking off this front right tire here, and then I could easily get to, I don't know if you can see it too well in the video, but I could easily get to those bolts there. This truck here is old and rusted and has its problems, but I got it for next to nothing, and so needed a little bit of work, and that's what we're doing to it. I ended up doing all of the brakes, rotors, and calipers, and brake hoses. I did one of the brake lines, and I am on my way to doing the rear differential cover and seal. I did the new, hydraulic press for the hood on both sides. I flushed the coolant, put a new serpentine belt on, new fuel filter, but I accidentally snapped off the 7.3 Powerstroke symbol up top there. I'll have to glue that back on. And then I've also got a JB Weld oil pan that was leaking. Let's see if we can get a little look at it. Yep, you can see it there a little bit. Maybe I'll have to make another video of it if it's if this works out or not. But yeah, this is just kind of the restoration of this old truck. I bought it with 263,000 miles on it, and it was sitting for 2 or 3 years and really wasn't getting a whole lot of work done to it, so it needs a little bit of TLC, but rides smooth and rides nice now, and figured I'd get rid of the hard starting with the new glow plugs, and hopefully it'll all be all ready to go. I'll have to make another video if anything else goes wrong, or if you guys have any recommendations or anything. Sorry, it's Minnesota freezing cold winter right now. I think it's about 23 or 4 degrees in my shop, and I've got the propane heater down there, but I don't have it going on for the video because it's kind of loud. But oh, I also really recommend PB Blaster. The bolt that connects the dipstick to the valve cover was not coming off, and I was having a heck of a time trying to get the darn thing to come off. And so I ended up soaking it with that PB Blaster, and I was freezing cold, so I went up to my house for a few hours, and then I came back and I used that mess right there with a nice long extension, and just ever so slightly gave it a tap, and it was enough of a break that it broke off, and well, not broke off, but came loose, and then ended up working just fine. So I definitely highly recommend that PB Blaster. I think WD-40 might have worked just as well, but I'm a pretty big believer in that PB Blaster. All right, sounds good. Thank you guys. Bye.